Okay. So the deck I made is probably not bad for it being just like kind of a quick make. Do you have any experience with Yu-Gi-Oh at all, or? Alright, so we'll set this. Alright, so decks are usually between 40 and 60 cards. You could choose however many you want, but it's best to keep it around 40 because you'll have a better chance of drawing what you need. And then you usually want about 20 monsters and then 20 magic and traps as a pretty good ratio. That way you always have stuff to summon, and you typically don't want more than 5 of those monsters being higher than level 5, which is the stars on them. Because if you have too many of those, you'll end up bricking and won't be able to summon anything. Yeah, no problem. It's a really cool game. It's just, it's easier to do it like if you have like one of these games where you can go through like their tutorial. Just because if you have someone like kind of explain more into it, it sounds really confusing. Especially when you get to like fusion monsters, ritual monsters, pendulum monsters, synchro monsters, exceeds monsters, and link monsters. Um, my favorite character would be Bakura. He has like a fiend kind of like zombie demon kind of like deck, which is pretty cool. Although I think one of the like strongest character decks themselves is like probably Jaden's, just because pretty much no matter what you draw, you can always like fusion monsters together to get like a 2600 attack monster out on first turn or something. Yeah, Yugi and Kaiba are pretty awesome. I think I prefer Yugi a little bit more, just because, like this deck I have now, I like spellcasters. Even though you can make a pretty good like Blue Eyes deck and stuff with dragons that could pretty much take down anyone. Yeah, you can get all of their cards on here. Like if they're older characters especially, like they have pretty much all of their stuff unlocked. After you start playing the game, like after you face like Kaiba for the first time, you can actually buy there's a Blue Eyes White Dragon and there's a Red Eyes Black Dragon. Yeah, so after you face them for like the first time over here, in this campaign for like the regular series, because this has Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, 5D, Zexal, and Arc 5. And then if you get the newer version of this game, it also has Reigns on it. But you can go over here to Battle Pack. No, it's not. Card Shop. You can go to Card Shop. So after you beat them, you can go over here So if you want like the Red Eyes cards, all you gotta do is buy from Joey's set, because he has everything that has to do with Red Eyes or luck-based cards. If you want Blue Eyes, you just buy from Seto Kaiba. Dark Magician stuff is Yugi. Harpy Lady stuff is Mai. And then you can go through, and after you start playing more of the game, you'll start unlocking more characters to be able to buy booster packs from them separately. And then each character has 795 common cards based to them, and then 265 cards that are considered rare. So there's over like 1,000 cards for each of the players. So it gives you a pretty good thing to make decks with. Like I got a little bit of this Red Eyes deck right here. It has like 3 Red Eyes in it, some like Red Eyes Darkness. But these are only 3 decks I've really made so far. That's excessive drawing. But also, depending on whatever console you play, the newer version, they also release on Switch. If you like portable gaming more than like Xbox or whatever. Heck yeah. I regret a while back I ended up getting rid of a bunch of my cards. I'm gonna start collecting some more again. Especially like the older cards I had, like the original Dark Magician and from the starter decks and all that stuff. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, these cards go for a lot, man. Like, some of these, cards they release can get up to like $1,000 from just booster packs and stuff. I actually have, in real life, I made a Red Eyes Black Dragon deck, and that is one expensive deck to make, and it's not, like, it's probably considered one of the lower costing, like, decks that is competitive that you can make. But this Red Eyes deck, because they've only made the Red Eyes cards, like Red Eyes Baby Dragon, and like Red Eyes Guilford Iron Knight and stuff, they only made them in like one booster pack, or one set. So, for me to get the deck of 40 cards, it ended up costing, I think, about $850 after everything was all said and done, just for that one deck of like 40. Yeah, it's one thing about like doing it like on a video game and stuff, because it's a lot cheaper. Have you played any Duel Links? It's a app for your phone. It's Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's kind of like speed duels. And then you could choose your favorite character to play as, and each character has special like abilities they do. The one that has Reigns in its name is the newer version and the more up-to-date one. This version right here is outdated, and it doesn't actually even go into the 5th series, while that one has all 6 in it. So also that one is more up to date with Konami's actual rules, so you'll learn how to play the game in a better way. I'm trying to speed through this one and just kind of like beat the story mode and all that stuff. And then after I beat the story mode of this, I'm going to end up going and go buy the one with Reigns in it. And then just kind of play through it again. But while I have this one, I figure I might as well beat it. I don't know, I think it'd be cool to play like a Digimon game. Like, they should do that. I don't think I've ever played any of the actual games that they released for that. Like, it sucks that this is the only Yu-Gi-Oh game for Xbox. Like this and the newer version of it. Like, they don't have much of anything. I think there was a Digimon game that was coming out not that long ago that I was interested in playing. I don't remember what it was called though. Actually, Well, I was just looking up to try to see what Digimon game I could be thinking of, because I thought they showed it at some type of game release. And when I look it up, there's something called Digimon Survive, which is supposed to release for PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One sometime this year. But it just says 2020, it doesn't say anything else about it. It says it takes place with a new set of teenagers. Camping. So it'd be cool if they have some type of customization in it. That's assuming it's not, you know, pushed back or anything due to all of this pandemic stuff. But I think that was the Digimon game I was thinking of.